Hey everyone, it's Jack here, TalkNorwichCity. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing very well indeed. Look, you probably are looking at this video going, oh, everything looks a bit different. It looks somewhat professional on TalkNorwichCity. What on earth has happened? Yeah, I'm delighted that we are really trying hard on TNC at the moment. There's been an increase in videos going out. The social media is really kind of kicking on, and I thought it's about time that we really pressed on with video. So I hope that you like some of the new features that are coming your way. We've made a good start in terms of the look and the feel of the channel, and hopefully over the course of this season we build something really special here on TalkNorwichCity. We're always looking to just keep creeping things forward. It's not my full-time job, it's not Chris's full-time job, but we do try very hard when we've got the time to do so. Anyway, I thought we'd take a look at what the squad currently looks like at time of recording, the transfers that we've made so far, and I guess where we go from here. We are recording this on the 2nd of July. I think this is going to go out on the 3rd of July. So we've got basically 2 weeks until our first preseason game. And then, well, just over a month until the first game of the football season. So it is going to be here rather fast, and although it feels like there's still a long way to go, the first game of the season will be here quicker than we all realise. Now, when I was prepping this video and I was going through the confirmed signings so far, and I was going through the outgoings, we've not really sold anyone. We obviously let go of Angus Gunn and Onel Hernandez, Jakob Sorensen. We didn't renew the contract. And Dobbin has, at this stage, returned home to his parent club. And there are a few others that have gone back. Callum Doyle being one of those as well. But in terms of actual sales, nothing as of yet. Borja Science is still here, Marcelino Nunez is still here, Josh Sargent is still here. Yes, there have been rumours around Science and Sargent. Nunez not so much. And I am still expecting, one of, two of, maybe all three of those names to depart. But at time of recording, they're still very much in the building. So you can see on the screen here now the signings that we've made. Jacob Wright was the first through the door. We obviously know a bit about him. He was here on loan last season. Tidy player. Looking forward to seeing him in the starting 11. Vladan Kovacevic. Now, annoyingly, that is down as the Bosnian flag because the data provider is pulling it through as Bosnian. I think he wants to be known as a Serbian. So just keep that in mind. Vladan Kovacevic, new goalkeeper. Jakov Medic, centre-back alongside Harry Darling, and then the two goalkeepers in Grimshaw and Molden. Now, we'll get on to what the starting 11 looks like in a moment. But I'm looking down that list and I'm going, yeah, I like Jacob Wright. I like him a lot. Kovacevic, look, there might be a mistake in him, but he had a big money move to Sporting. That doesn't happen without being talented. And we're seeing a theme here. We're seeing a player profile develop here in terms of age, in terms of their career, and in terms of, Kovacevic and Medic both come in having had big money moves, maybe not necessarily working out in the manner that they'd have liked, and we've been able to pick them up for relatively cheap. So that's those two. Harry Darling I really like. He's proven in the Championship, is very much in his prime. Jacob Wright we know all about, and then Dan Grimshaw and Molden, who'll be second and third choice goalkeepers. The departures of Vicente Reyes and co, I'm sure will be at some point this summer, but there has been a complete and utter goalkeeper shift so far at Norwich City. So that's the incomings, and that means that this is how the starting 11 would look at kind of time of recording. So Kovacevic, we assume, will be the number one. Kellen Fisher, we know all about. Sorry that some of the squad numbers are saying 0 here. Obviously, we don't know the squad registration numbers as of yet. So I assume Jakov Medic won't be number 0. It'd be fun if he is. Kellen Fisher, you would assume at right back. I'm also guessing on formation here. Now, Manning has played kind of 3 at the back, or the 3 of the 5 at the back. He's played 4 at the back. So just because of the 2 centre-backs we've signed, I've assumed that we might be going for a five at the back. So Fisher, you would assume, starts at right back. You've then got a back three of Jakov Medic, Jose Cordoba, and Harry Darling. I like that. I like the look of that. Lucien Mahovo at left back. Probably the one area of the pitch that looks a touch light at the moment. You've obviously got Ben Crescede at the moment in the squad, so wouldn't be against him. I don't think he's quite like an elite championship player as of yet. That could change. What I saw of Mahovo last season was excellent. Mahovo, big loose. But of course there are injury problems there as well. But on the whole, that looks like a decent back five. I'm fine with that at this stage. In terms of centre-backs, you've obviously got Shane Duffy, who played the majority of last season in the Championship. He's still here. I assume they'll want to try and get him off the wages. But at current moment, that's a decent back five. Midfield pairing. Now, I've gone with Wright and McLean. You've obviously got Marcelino Nunes in the building as well. He would probably start if he's still here. So you could even go with the middle three of Wright, Nunes and McLean. And then you've got a front three. Now, this is where things will change because I've obviously put in the current standing of squad. Now, Mate Jurisic, fitness concerns. Who knows where we will be with Mate Jurisic next season. I'm really hoping it's a breakout season for him. But at the current moment, we can't assume that he'll be fit for too much of it. Josh Sargent through the middle and Borja Sainz out on the left-hand side. Now, that is obviously going to change. Borja Sainz definitely won't be here next season. Feeling somewhat more optimistic about Josh Sargent still being here. But still, likely that he leaves. There's obviously been a lot more rumours this week. There's been interest from Italy, Spain, Germany, the US. Here in England, you know, I think he would fit in quite nicely in that lead squad. Don't get any ideas, Daniel Farker. So that's where it changes, and that is the area of the pitch that we probably look lightest. Now, you've got the likes of Oscar Schwartau, you've got the likes of Mankwa Forsen, but Norwich City need to kick on this season. They need to get into the top six this season. I don't think the Atenasios will be too patient with things in terms of they'll want to see continued progression. I'm not saying that they're just going to throw their toys out of the pram if we don't get top six this season. But there will be an expectation of progression. And look, I like Forsen. I like Oscar Schwartau. Are they regular starters in the Championship? I don't know. I think they probably need a little bit more development. I would love to see us go out there and spend decent money on a couple of proven wingers and another striker. You've obviously got Ante Cianats, who, again, hasn't been included in this squad, probably does fit in over Mate Jurisic at this stage. So I'm kind of split at this stage. I'm looking at this and going, well, I would assume that probably two or three of those go. McLean's future is somewhat up in the air. There's always links with him and his future. So sometimes I look at that and go, I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite satisfied with the way that looks. And then sometimes I go, oh my goodness, we're light again. Defence and the goalkeeper certainly looks in a decent spot. Midfield, okay. You could probably do with maybe another. It's that front line that looks light. If you lose Sargent, you've got one striker. If you lose Borja Sainz, you're having to play a youngster out on that side. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in terms of where we're at with the squad. Let me remind you of those incomings again. It has gone a little bit quieter in terms of incomings. I think there'll be a good few more. I assume they're waiting now on outgoings, and obviously that takes a lot of work, particularly when you've got a Sainz, when you've got a Josh Sargent, when that's going to take a lot of negotiation with big clubs. So that's where we're stood at the moment. We're about a month after the season has finished, or more than a month. And I think the squad's shaping up nicely. I keep getting people asking me, saying, more neutrals going, how's it going at Norwich at the moment? What's the reaction of Liam Manning? I think pretty good on the whole. I think that there's a buy-in from fans. I think there's a buy-in from players. I think there's a buy-in from the board. And at this stage, that's kind of all you can ask for. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below in terms of who do you think is needed in terms of positions, where do you think we look like? And what kind of player, what kind of person would you like to see us go out and sign? I'd love to hear that down in the comment section. Also, let me know what you think of this new look. This look and feel on TNC. It's not going to be like this every video, but we're trying to really up the ante on TNC this season. There's also a membership. I'm sure you're already a member to some channels on YouTube. There's an option of becoming a member on YouTube. We've got that option here on TNC. Where a lot of you are already members on the channel. You get some perks and things. If you click join on our channel, you can have a look through. Any support, always appreciated. As our costs continue to rise here at TNC, much like at the football club. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye-bye.